Getting out of here in a couple of hours or so. Oh, such a long day, man. I gotta get some coffee in my system. It's just boring, you know? Nothing ever happened. No. No. No, no, no! I gotta go! I gotta go!
Hey! Everything okay?
Oh, no! Oh, no, 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 no!
Welcome to Strike Force. You are an elite battle squad assembled to defend Earth. This is who we're up against. The alien warlord Ultimus and his Kree soldiers who have joined forces with Hydra and AIM. Now, I know some of you aren't used to fighting side by side with each other, but the world needs you to put aside your feuds and stand together. Any questions?
I am Groot.
Any other questions? All right, it's go time. Now get out there and save the world.
You need help with your Marvel Strike Force game? Then come down to the school of the Game Father. Valley Flyin' did, and he learned that you can't beat the Game Father. Valley Flyin'.
What's up, Jerome?
That's right, I'm the 3-time Super Sunday Red Stip Blitz Orb champion. After I uppercutted Valley Flyin' in his vagina for the 3rd time, he went home and cried to his little mommy, and now I need a new challenger. Bring it, little boy. All with the fucking dope. I be ballin' like a
Gamers, keep on gaming because gamers are cool.
Alright,
gamers, keep on gaming.
Alright, let's do it. Let's find the song. Let's find the song. Just for Skinny Matthew.
Turn off the sun!
Just for Skinny Matthew. Where is it? We gotta find the Old Man Logan song. Old Man Logan song. Where are you? I cannot find you. I got too many songs. Actually, that's a good thing. That's a good thing that I have too many songs. We're going to keep it going. Oh, man, this is one of my earlier ones.
Get your wallet out, wallet out, wallet out. Wallet out. Get your wallet out, wallet out, wallet out. Oh, man, looking kinda close. Oh, man, looking close. Get your wallet out, wallet out.
Hello there. How y'all doing? We play Marvel Strike Force. We are going to do some... we're going to do some stuff. Let's get it going. I'm not sure. How can you tell? Yeah, you got your wallet out? Oh man, what happened here? What happened? I don't understand what happened there. The door is your bane. I know, man. I think they have these things, these like little door closer things, like, and you have a button. Oh. Door. Let's see. Let's go to Amazon. Yeah, look at that. Oh wait, that's just do they have like an electric one? Not spending hundreds of dollars on this. 135. I don't even know if it's worth that much. This might be an interesting solution right here. They would just force the door closed always, right? That actually would solve the problem, huh? Hello, how's it going, Ungodly? Hello, gorgeous! I love hearing that.
Thank you.
All right, we'll come back to that. I don't know if that's what I want, though. So I have a fan right there, kind of that props the door open. I don't even know if the fan is on. It might be a solution to keep the door always closed. Probably will. I don't know what he's doing. Let's see, what is he doing? Oh, he's just smashing him. Yeah. I also got my spent all morning working on the garage again. I added another rack. I added a second rack in the garage. It looks good. So we went, yeah, there was just one rack. Now we have a second rack. We got 2 racks now. Then I need to just clean the garage up. We're just getting the house ready for the baby. It's the speed. That's what we're doing right now. My daughter, my middle, well, she's my baby. I call her my baby, but she's really my, gotta be my middle. She's 17. She, yesterday, she, let's see if I can find it. She's been doing like I've been, well, you know, it's a couple different things. I just want her to, yeah, let's see here. I gotta send her this. Let's see. But anyways, I don't know. I just like putting her to work. She put this up from yesterday. How do I go see this? Hi, Cat. Cat's like organizing the garage. She doesn't know that we're looking at her. Should we talk to her? Cat. Hi. They can hear you. Say hi.
I hear you. Don't scare me.
All right, fine. I'm turning this off. Bye. Hi, Cat. Cat's like organizing the garage. She doesn't know that we're looking at her. I think that's funny. Yeah, we're just so if I could put like a couple hours a day into little projects. So I still got a lot to do in the garage. Yeah, she's like, what the hell? I'm also trying to get both of my daughters. I have two daughters. One's 17. Other one is 26. I'm trying to get them out here. End of next month, the month after. Hello, Big Spartan. Oh, I just cut paste your shit. I went all the way into, oh my god, where did I save that? Oh, did I not save it? Wow, I went all that work cut pasting your thing, and then I didn't save it. Dumbass. Well, I already got it. And also, I kind of... Here we go. I gotta kind of do it like this for reasons so that I'm not in the way of it. See how I kind of offset it a little bit? No, not today, but really soon, though. Yeah, you got to be mindful of your intel. Thank you for reminding me. We got to go do that, too. Yeah. Intel needs to go. Yeah. We had 8 days. Be diligent about it. I don't know what they're doing, Hugh. I do know this, and I think you all will agree. Having a situation where you're put into a 15-hour loop is not. It's definitely unintended, and that's an unfavorable gameplay experience. Yeah, I didn't see any mutants. Yeah, I looked. Yeah, I mean, I'll pick up Bio, because I'm still thinking about doing Human Torch. Right? And Blastar. So, I'm willing to pick up, you know, all of that. I agree that it's pointless, but in no situation should there be a single event in a game that requires 15 hours of auto. It's not. They have to put, at a minimum, they got to put an 8-minute timer on it, or a turn count. That's what Raid Shadow Legends puts a 1500 turn count. So, no matter what game mode, some of them it's actually lower, but you can't go over 1500 turn count. So if that game has a lot more complexity in 1,000 characters, let's say. So like it's pretty easy to build a team that with enough sustain where it goes 1500 turns. But that you lose when it gets to 1500 turns. And I don't even know if that's fun, because that's like a 1-hour thing. Like yesterday, I needed to do this. I wanted to finish up Curse City because it reset today, right? And Curse City, there's not really a game mode like it in Marvel Strike Force, but it was like the last node, and I knew it was like, oh god, this is gonna take a long time. It was one of those fights where, so we went to buy the rack at Home Depot, and I just turned it on. It came back, and the fight took an hour and 10 minutes, and it had 1,200 turns. I would go as far from a gameplay design and say that that's not fun, and that's bad design. Let alone the null fight. The null fight? Oh my god. What I liked about the null fight was the bleed extension and getting past the damage cap with a bleed. I thought that was a brilliant solution to what it was. Like, I don't understand. Just because we got to use OG Omega Red and Adam Warlock, no, leave it that way. That was actually fun. Opposed to load up your astral, hit auto, and it's a function of how big your astral is. I mean, what the fuck is that? It's nothing. Did you buy astral and upgrade them? Well, that's how you beat Null. Oh my god, good next level theory crafting. Holy fuck balls. How unfun is that? I know the Bernsey, that was actually fun and required some strategy and some work to get it to, you know, like that was brilliant. Other thing too is now that it's an 8-minute timer, there's no opportunity to manually play it to get a better score. And you're at the mercy of the animation speeds. That's not necessarily fun either. Why can't they make it a 100 turn limit, like a turn limit, rather than a that way they incentivize smart gameplay. What if it was a 100 turn limit? When you hit 100 turns, it's over, and you can decide how to play that 100 turns efficiently, and it's not super time consuming. And then you min-max your efficiency not based off of animation times. Have I played the new Battle World? I have not. But thank you for asking, because that reminded me I need to get on the test server. Not today, but maybe I gotta look at the schedule here. Thank you for asking, though. Fuck, I screwed up. All right, well, that'll give me something to do. Fuck. Well, let's bang out Crucible. Shit. I didn't mind the concept of negative zone. Actually, I kind of enjoyed negative zone until it became a grind fest. I think in theory, negative zone is a step in the right direction if it wasn't 900 play the same node over and over again. But if it was like something like play it twice, figure out how to do it, you know, then when the new team comes out, you kind of have to revisit those nodes, and then the next nodes are designed around the next team. Whatever. I thought that was great. I thought it was in theory, and then it's like clearly you can dark dimension the hard nodes with the old team, Fantastic Four, whatever. I thought it was actually kind of fun.
Initiating pleasure protocol. Loading Twitch Simps module. Installing poll firmware complete. Welcome home, Daddy Dub. He said, I'm the Irvine Giant while ducking door frames. Bought bots with butlers that whisper his name. Pleasure units lined up in metallic rows. All clap on command, but none ever say no. Silver poles in every room, Twitch stream decor.
How many tokens did you get, Skinny Matthew?
Claims he's got skills in Marvel and darts, but bots be clapping cause it sure ain't the charts. In Dub's house where the lights stay low, robots cheer while his skill won't show, but girls dancing on imported chrome, but his gameplay weak like a dial-up modem. In Dub's lab, it's a sci-fi sin. Pleasure bots paid with your Prime sub in. Claims he's in IT, but that's all a facade. Can't run a prompt, but he can run a bot squad. Got a whole room just for fake applause.
I was supposed to play the Hellfire team and record a video, and I fucked that up. I missed the... Let's get Crucible out of the way, and then I may end the stream early and go do that. Or maybe maybe we'll watch everybody's videos, and then I'll go make my own video after I watch their videos. Well, why did you play it? You didn't beat it with 6,800 tokens? I'm so confused. I am so confused. Okay, let me just say something. I am so confused about Danger Room. Am I the only person in Marvel Strike Force that had a good experience, that didn't think it was grindy and that it was challenging and had a good time? Am I the only person? I have no idea what's going on with all this Danger Room stuff. I'm trying to understand why my experience was so different than everybody else's. Then yeah, what the hell's going on with Reddit and everybody? Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, I'm not saying that your experience is not what happened or that your feelings or anything like that. I had the opposite experience, and I don't understand, like, because I keep saying the same thing over and over again on Reddit and things like that. So obviously people are having a negative experience. I mean, I believe people. I'm one of those people, like, when people saying they have a bad experience, like, okay, I believe you. And it's not like one person, it's dozens of people that are vocal about it. So it's not an isolated incident that people had a bad experience. And then for me, the way that I interpret that on another level is, okay, did I share my experience and how I got through it somewhat easily enough? Or did just people not want to do that or not care? Or did I not present it often enough what my actual experience was? That's the way I approach this, is like, did I share what my experience was and how I got through it easily and how I had fun or not? I don't know. Maybe I need to make 4 more videos about it or something. Oh, yeah, you're going to need a Gear 20 Franklin. Yeah, you're going to have to do it with a Gear 20 Franklin, unfortunately. A 3-star Gear Tier 20 Franklin got me through it. I don't think there's much more to say. That is what it was. About 1,000 tokens. Arena mods helped more than hurt. Got it. Power rebalance was the key, and that's a Franklin mod. Yeah. Yeah. The way that I see this last Danger Room, it was about having a Gear Tier 20 Franklin, and that's it. And then maybe it was shifting the ISO around a healer on them. 1,000 tokens. I could have done it with 300 less tokens, because 300 tokens I used was an accursed set, the energy an accursed, and I actually ended up on that run running Blade, so it was fine. But if I ran just a full Fantastic Four set, I could have ran with maybe 700, 750. I had good RNG, yeah. But I don't think it would have took 6,000, the amount of time it takes to get to 6,000 tokens. Like, I feel like someone playing correctly using Franklin Fantastic Four, it should have finished it by 2,000, 3,000 tokens. If they're playing, you know, the proven strategy, playing efficiently, not screwing things up. You know, you got to get lucky. It's one of those things that requires three things. Let's just get the first one out of the way. You got to get a little bit lucky. It's the design of the game mode. You have to get a little bit lucky. Sometimes you get a shit run. Sometimes you get a shit run. Sometimes you get bad mods. Sometimes you get bad rooms. All right, so let's just skip that one right there. You got to get lucky. But to increase your luck, you're going to have to use mods and use a reasonable strategy. And two, you're going to have to play strategic. Now, any one of those three things goes sideways, you're not going to finish it. If you don't have good luck, it's not going to work. If you play like shit, it's not going to work. If you don't have enough tokens, it's not going to work. You have to have all three fire off at the same time. And if there's a deficiency in any one of those three factors, it's not going to work. Yeah, you did D10 with 700 tokens. Yeah, I could do D10 with 700 tokens. I'm very sure of it. Yeah. I don't... Okay, this is the point I'm trying to make. I understand. I read that people think it was too hard. I'm telling you, I did not have that experience. I had the opposite experience. Absolute opposite experience. And I'm in the minority. I get that. Absolutely in the minority. No. Listen, you will fail if you don't have enough tokens. You will fail if you play like shit. Nobody wants to admit those two things. They only want to blame luck. It's like, oh, I didn't win the poker tournament because I played like shit. Yeah, it's bad luck. Everybody says it's bad luck. Or you don't know math. I don't know how to play poker. Nobody wants to admit that. Let's see, J Rude. I can say I ran through it easily. Actually, you're still running it because it was fun to try to get the higher score. Yeah. Maybe I had unusual luck. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. It's possible. It took me almost an hour for that run. I kept running it. I kept rerunning the nodes. I knew I went into the node and it was like, oh, I can beat this, but it's going to take a little bit. All right. Some of the nodes I had to reset 7, 8, 9 times, like many times, some of the nodes. Yeah. Anyways, everybody had a different experience than me. Danger Room's garbage. It's too hard. I do agree that the difference between the last Danger Room and this room was too far of a swing. They went from insanely easy to... The variance between the two was too high. Way, way, way too high. Way too high. And I think because the other one was so easy, it gave people perhaps the wrong expectation of what to expect out of this type of game mode. And I'm trying to be empathetic to other people's experiences just because it was different than mine. You know, just because I didn't have that experience doesn't mean it's not a thing. Right? Let's see. Let me see my run right here. Yeah, here was my run right here. I don't disagree with tuning the next one down. I don't disagree with that, by the way. I think the problem was expectations and the community having understanding of how the game mode works, and there was a completely false expectation and narrative presented with the Old Man Logan one that set the stage for insanely flawed expectations going forward. I'm telling you, it without luck, you're not going to beat it. Without playing correctly, you're not going to beat it. Without enough tokens, you're not going to beat it. You need to have all three. Now, over time, you can sidestep with that if you have enough tokens. The more tokens, the less dependent you're going to be on skill play, gameplay skill, and RNG of boons. Like, the amount of luck and skill will go down with the more tokens you have over time. Yeah, I don't understand that one, Zager. Somebody said they beat that with it. I don't know. There was a person that said they beat it with rentals. I don't know how they did it. So is that true? You can't get the power rebalance with the... You can't get power rebalance with the rental? Because that seems just wrong, in my opinion, that they would do it that way on purpose. I mean, that would be like kind of dumb, actually. Yeah, I don't agree with that. See, now that is something I can make an argument for and bitch about. Like, that is a black and white thing. Because it is. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, that is wrong, in my opinion. That shouldn't, first of all, it shouldn't be that way. And if it's intentional, they suck. Straight up. Yeah. Yeah, Jason. Yeah, power rebalance was the key to the completing Danger Room in a reasonable amount of time. Hmm. I don't think I'm getting through this, by the way. Let's see. Oof. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Let's see. How am I going to do this? Wow, that's not right. Please win. Yeah, it's a deeply flawed game mode that would be very unfun for people without a developed Franklin if the rentals don't work. What's the point of the rentals if you can't get the mod that makes the game mode easier than doing a different strategy? The most efficient strategy involved Franklin. I know people beat it with Accursed and so on, but the most efficient, simplest way to beat it was with Franklin. And if you can't even do that with the rental, then they fucked up. That's a mistake. Yeah, to me that is flawed. So like, yeah, not giving us enough information to play it correctly, and we're wasting our time because of the code not being clear or understanding the way it works is bad and preventable. It's bad and preventable. So that's actually a fixable problem. And I feel like it's a black and white problem. Like it's a win-win. They fix that, the community wins. They fix that, they win. Yeah, I don't agree with them not disclosing that or it working that way. And I don't think it's supposed to work that way. Why? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. No. My arena diamond is Fantastic 3, Professor X, and Quasar. I think is my current one. Yeah, Quasar. It does change. They did change that, Skinny Matthew. Yeah, they changed the way that the way it read. Yeah, they changed the text on it. And I put that in a video. They changed it. They updated the text right here. I don't know. There was a whole post about it. All right, no, this is the wrong video. Now here, they changed it. On start, if Franklin Ridge is an ally, damage the enemy with the highest damage for 98% health. This damage reduces the max health of the target at the same time. They changed it to say that. Yeah, they did change it. They changed it to say that. Yeah, they changed it. This was several days ago. 2 or 3 days ago. But if it doesn't work with the rentals, then that's bullshit. And I also see a lot of confusion with why are they using Fantastic Four? The Danger Room will always be centered around the most released team. Always. Whatever the next version of Danger Room will be around, based around Hellfire. And it'll be rotating like that. All right. Excellent question. Gear Tier 20, 3-star Franklin is going to be the best team. And that has to do with this mod right here that only occurs when you have Franklin. Power rebalance. On start, if Franklin Richards is an ally, damage the enemy with the highest damage for 99% health. This damage reduces the max health of the target by the same amount. Makes so many of the nodes. It basically is deleting the biggest character off the board when you start. And you need Franklin. And it's going to be challenging. If you, I don't. Yeah. So if you want, you're also going to need some of them. You're going to need some of the Fantastic Four as healers too. Because they don't really have good sustain. So the strategy that I used, and I'll send you a link to the video. I did not come up with this strategy. Someone else suggested it. Franklin. I had about 1,000 tokens, and I used Doom, and Doom as a healer. And then there's that Uncle mod where, you know, I don't know which one is called, but it's the mod that affects Franklin and Doom. It's like the Uncle mod. Let's see if I show it right here. Yeah, there's a mod. I don't think it. Listen again. You will not complete Danger Room if you play like shit. You will not complete Danger Room if you don't have enough mods and use the correct strategy. You will not complete Danger Room without luck. I think it's a very lazy thing to say. Oh, it's just luck. No, that is not true. It's not just luck. It requires all three. I feel like that's for people that are struggling. Will just say, "Oh, it's just luck." No. Is it too hard? Perhaps, yeah. What I'm saying is you do need luck, but you could screw it up other ways and make it miserable without with or without good luck. If let's say you have the perfect luck, you could still screw it up, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you can screw it up with good luck, is what I'm trying to say. How are we gonna beat this? Yeah, I think I'm running the same defense or something similar. Yeah, that looks awful. Yeah, I'm looking at room 3. If you can't be danger room, your line sucks. Good luck with CC. Thank you, free parking. Ungodly, please. Priority second, the player can. All right. We're gonna at the top of the hour. We're gonna watch some videos. So yeah, I beat it with the basic damage, the Franklin one, the power rebalance, the basic damage one where you stop using the specials and the ultimates, and then the bleed on spawn. So the damage of the bleeds is based off of the highest damage character. So you ramp up the damage with the basics, and so your damage is through the roof, and then they just bleed out. They were just bleeding out. It was bonkers. Oh yeah, I do it because if I played privately, I don't think I would play it right away. But yeah, I've shot myself in the foot. You're giving a pretty significant, if you're a streamer, yeah, and you play early, you're giving your opponent a significant advantage. If they know you didn't clear a room, let's say I only clear 5 of the 6 rooms, then they can double tap every room and win. And that would be the best strategy. Double tap, kill, double tap, kill, double tap, kill. Do that in all 6 rooms. Where if they don't know how you did, then they may take some risks, unnecessary risks. Stolen art for the Pokemon mobile card game? Oof. Oof. One sack and then mortal? Yeah, that makes sense, right? What ultimate? I don't want to walk into a Franklin ultimate, right? Is a Franklin ultimate gonna screw me? It might be a double sack. Like one, I'm not a Franklin ultimate, but a Professor X ultimate. Professor X ultimate would be horrible. Room 1 I can do like S6 in room 1. S6 Mysterio. Xavier stun. Okay. All right, big boy sack, something big like Orcus. Somebody big, right? Like post Ares team. Sack. A huge sack. In this room here, I can do what's that? Odin with there's a team. Odin with Odin with fucking Horseface Beta, right? Odin with Beta Ray. To get room through room 2. A huge sack, yeah. Oh god, this thing. Why does this player have to be garbage and put up a good defense? You can go fuck yourself with your good defense, sir. All right. There should be some videos out right now. Let's see who put them up. Let's see if Dorky did. I want to watch a Dorky video, see if it's out.
Everybody, in today's video, we're going to be tackling the Hellfire Club team on the playtest. We're going to be doing them in the Chaotic Storm raid, seeing how they fare, as they are supposed to be the new Mutant raid team. But we're also going to see how Azazel is performing with the Accursed and Crucible, and how Rachel Summers is elevating the Immortal team. Now, I've already done the CC test, and I had to do it beforehand. Not too impressed, which is why you saw the title of this video, but I haven't done the raids yet. So let's go on over into the raids and let's jump in there, and we're just going to see how they perform. I don't really know Sebastian Shaw's kit very well, but I know Emma's and Madeline's pretty intimately because of their time in war. So we're going to come in here real quick. And
all right, so I don't know how to state this. Raid abilities do not matter. They just don't. They will design the nodes to not be easy with the old team and to be beatable with a new team. There's no, it's nothing. It's literally, they create the lock and sell you the key, and there's no thinking involved. So as far as I'm concerned, raid abilities, raid teams, how they work, how they perform matters none. Zero. It just doesn't matter. It's they create the lock and sell you the key. And if it doesn't work, then they change the rules. And they will change the rules so that the lock works with the key. It just doesn't matter. Now, what does matter is how do they perform inside of war? How do they perform in Crucible? Because your opponent is going to vary. You're not playing against Scopely. You're playing against another person. No, they're creating a new raid. There's a brand new raid, and the raid will be exactly what I said. I promise you. Whatever the new raid is, the old team will not work, and the new team will. There's no brain waves required whatsoever in raids. It's the lock is designed by them. They can make the nodes say all other teams suck but this one. This team gets 1,000% damage and all the other teams get minus 1,000% damage. That's literally what's happening. They're not even being covert about this idea that it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It's literally a lock and a key. So raids is a non-event. It matters none. It just doesn't matter. Now, where it does matter is how do they do in Crucible? How do they do in war? It actually matters there. It doesn't matter anywhere else. The raids does not matter.
And we'll just see how this goes. And right away, I noticed that part of my screen is cut off. So let's just go ahead and fix this. It's cut off because when we go to the recorded footage later, that's what we're going to need. All right.
So there you go. The highest difficulty Annihilation Ryu is team trait locked. There you have it. Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, it just doesn't matter. Now, where it could matter, I'll back up a second. I will take one step backwards and say when it does matter, if they bring a raid room back to Crucible, then it does matter. Holy shit, it absolutely does matter. If there's a raid room bonus in Crucible, it absolutely matters. All that stuff matters only then. And if they did that inside of Alliance War, it would also matter. If they enabled raid bonuses inside of Alliance War, holy shit, then yeah, then we should start picking apart raid bonuses and all this other shit. Other than that, it just doesn't matter. They don't matter at all.
We got the boss Madeline, who's going to give his defense down as well as her debuff there. So the big thing about this team is we're doing lots and lots and lots of turn meter re.
All right, I don't care about this. I don't care about raid testing. Let's get out of that because it just doesn't matter. New CC Accursed. This is going to matter.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's dive into the Accursed team to start this one off. Starting with Azazel, and how is he going to sort of solidify that Accursed team? Let's acknowledge the weaknesses of the Accursed team first. They're very slow, right? At a speed stat of 125, we have Satana coming in, and she's not really doing enough to protect her team before that. She has damage reduction for her team. But in the face of characters like Quasar or Songbird or heck, the new Fantastic Four members, Franklin Richards and Invisible Woman, who hits like an absolute unit, that just doesn't cut it. That little damage reduction she has, they still die, even though they can't have XYZ debuffs, right? Azazel comes in and he seeks to remedy that a little bit. So the Black Bishop on spawn, if this character has 3 or more accursed allies, he's going to fill speed bar by 5%. He'll generate 1 ability energy for himself, and then he's going to be doing a whack load of rewinds, but on a rebound chain, right? This 5% isn't enough, in my opinion. This puts him, I think, just below 128. So characters that are still above 128 speed stat will still go first. Let's go ahead and check out some gameplay of this team in action now, and I'll just talk our way through this one. This is against a Mephisto Gore Super Skrull Null team, if you will. So this is a team that the regular Curse would not struggle with. It's the same sort of deal, right? I mean, it's wouldn't struggle with is maybe not the best word. They would still take a big beating. This is not going to be an efficient fight either way. The debuffs that Juggernaut has, not like Azazel is going to be fixing that. He only decays a few off. See, he didn't get any of his buffs up. One of the other issues that a Curse has is if they can't land trauma, they're in trouble. This happens against Phoenix Force. This happens against Mephisto. He gets that mark of Mephisto out. And you see that starts to become an issue, right? But Azazel comes in and he tries to do his rewind, but you can't rewind against the mark of Mephisto, so none of that lands. We do see very little damage happened as well. Satana is going to come in now. Now her damage is percentage, so she's going to do really good damage. She'll take out that Juggernaut, and we'll gain speed bar now. So we do gain speed bar against the mark of Mephisto, and that's going to allow us to make sure we go before the enemy team. Helverine's going to do what Helverine does.
Yeah, he does what he does.
Azazel doesn't really show up here. We will get this W. It gets a little bit uglier before it gets clean. I do think Azazel ends up dying here, if I'm not mistaken, because he just kind of gets tunneled down. He's not the tankiest guy in the world either. You can see, yeah, he's starting to get beat up. He's got that exposed, so it doesn't really help too much in that regard. But I do end up winning this fight, or rather, I end up quitting out. So let me go grab another match, and let's have another example.
I like it. What is this? What is that, dorky? What is that, dorky? He couldn't bother to edit this out. We got to take a look at this.
Or rather, I end up quitting.
He couldn't bother to edit this out.
Grab another match, and let's have another example.
Oh, some cuties. I'm guessing that's his son right there. All right. Looks like they're at the beach or at a park. All right, let's go. I got to tell you, I got to give props to Dorky to playing on his phone. So I played on my phone for a long time and recorded on my phone, and I became hyper paranoid about everything on my phone, notifications, people sending me text messages randomly when I'm recording or live, dumb shit popping on the screen, fraud detection, bank balance. Holy hell. I just got to say, it takes balls to stream from your phone or use your phone at all, and especially live. And it looks like he didn't bother to edit that out, which is maybe just an oversight, but it's scary. So, I mean, I've almost gotten to the point, and I haven't done it yet. And I actually, if I was smarter, I need to like have a separate, like I first of all, There's nothing weird on this computer at all. Zero weird things. Now, if I was smart, I would have a computer just for streaming, and like on that particular computer, it would have like a separate Gmail login, everything like that. And then like on a different computer, like a laptop, I would have a different Gmail account tied to that. And that would have all like my banking information and all that stuff would be tied to a separate Gmail. I already do that already, but it's the same Gmail account. And so like, I feel like when you stream, you just open yourself up to dumb shit. So now also, which is also a different problem, right? And so like, when I'm streaming right now, you get to see what kind of fucked up shit I watch on YouTube, right? You can see my playlist. Like, you can see what kind of weirdo I am. What do we got? We got me. We got Boylon. We got me again. We got Asmongold, which I gotta be for the thing. Like, Asmongold. How do I have mixed feelings about Asmongold. I know this is not an Asmongold endorsement. I just want to put that out there. There's some things I really like about him, and there's some things I really don't like about him. But I do think he has a interesting point of view when it comes to video games. I really like his point of view on Visa and MasterCard and some things like that. There's some other stuff I just don't know. Oh, look at Rage Gaming, CoffeeZilla, and then we've got some Sovereign Citizen shit, and then we've got another Asmongold thing. Oh, body cam footage, that's me. I always watch that. Dorky Dad, Scratch Place. We got some Raid Shadow Legends stuff. So this would not happen if I was using a different browser. Like, thank God I'm not a weirdo. And this is what I actually watch. But if I was a weirdo, what if I was just looking at like girls jumping around in trampoline and every stream would just be that? It's like, big titty MILFs on trampolines, number one. And then number two is like little titty MILFs on trampolines. Video number three, grandma, big titty MILFs on jumping around, gilfs on trampolines. Yeah, but this is actually what I watch on YouTube is this shit. I've kind of lost interest in the Epstein files. I was interested in that. CoffeeZilla. I like CoffeeZilla's take on Epstein files. And then Asmongold reacts to all the CoffeeZilla stuff. So sometimes I watch the Asmongold. I like this guy right here, Atozi, because he covers content creators that are doing dumb shit. I just like FaZe Banks is someone that I've followed for probably better part of 10 years. And if he's being stupid, I like to see that. What is this? Geomancer nerf? Uh-oh. I gotta watch this. Geomancer? What? Oh, Geomancer nerf, best decision player never made. Holy fuck, you clickbaiting fuck Ash. Holy shit. What an amazing title. You can't read the context of the video. I'm like, Geomancer nerf, I gotta click this shit. No, this is probably a video about how he talked Polarium out of not nerfing Geomancer. Geomancer nerf equals best decision player ever never made. So he probably talks for 18 minutes about how he talked them into not nerfing Geomancer. I am a weirdo. Okay, so my Instagram algorithm, do you want to see how bad that is? Or should we watch the Dorky Dad video?
All right, so here's an example of a matchup that I think Azazel was targeted to secure up so that you could probably put this team on defense and have a little bit more security in how things are going to go. So what we have here is we have Songbird, Quasar, and we have some Night Stalkers. They obviously don't get their speed up. You see Songbird goes first. Look at the damage we took. And I just want to notice, Quasar's only at 129. He's still going before Azazel, right? Now we have a slower Blade and a slower Oath. But if this was the Infinity Watch people instead, how dead are these characters, right? If this was Franklin and Invisible Woman MCU with Quasar and Songbird instead, Those 3 Accursed are dead, and this is a lost match. So it did nothing to answer that. I think Azazel needed to be much faster to kind of impact something like this, and he's just not, in my opinion. It's not enough. I'll win this fight again, but it's just because Blade and Oath are useless in this particular matchup, right? It is nice that at least he's going before them. He answers the Night Stalkers 2-piece. Okay, sure. Let's see another example. All right, so here is...
Oh, see, look at this. Look at that. Look at that. I don't think this was the file that I don't think, oh my God. I think this is the raw footage. I don't think he uploaded the right file. Is this the unedited video file? This is exactly what I was talking about. Oh my God. I don't think this was supposed to be the file he uploaded. I wonder if he uploaded the wrong file. Holy shit. Because this is why I don't stream from my phone. There was a text message just came up from his wife. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to ask him right now. Dorky. Hey, did you upload the unedited Hellfire video? I just saw a text message from your wife. It's nothing, but just curious. Yeah. Okay, maybe he just doesn't care. I don't know. No, I feel like, let's see.
But it's just because Blade and Oath are useless.
I feel like he restarts his sentence like he was going to edit it out, though. It is
nice that at least he's going before them. He answers the Night Stalkers 2-piece. Okay, sure. Let's see another example. All right, so here is...
See, like, he starts his sentence over like he's going to edit that out.
All right, so here is Accursed up against Fantastic Four, Odin, and Professor X. I wouldn't really expect this team to win because of Professor X, but I wouldn't expect it to flame out as just miraculously as it does. So Franklin's going to go here. There's our silence. And then Invisible Woman is going to do her passive, and then Invisible Woman ults, and we're dead. Right? Okay, so let's move on. And finally, for this Accursed showcase, we're going to check them out up against the Phoenix Force, Endgame Thanos, Gladiator, and Shadow King team. And the reason Gladiator is kind of an Achilles heel to the Accursed team is because he's a villain, so he'll still get his taunt off. So we're kind of stuck there, which is I can't really rewind who I would want to rewind in this matchup. That's something else that I wish Azazel would answer. I wish Azazel would decay effects off his rebound, maybe just his primary target. Just something, right? So we're kind of stuck here. I will eventually get through the Gladiator, no problem, because I'm going to drain him off. But this is now not really an Azazel showcase. This is the Accursed doing the Accursed do. I could have brought in a different fifth to perform this feature, right? So go over there, hit the ability block, and we're doing all this kind of stuff. And this is a winnable matchup, except for that happens. So once again, not being able to put trauma out there leads to Azazel getting stunned and him just getting absolutely ripped apart. I do believe this is yet another match that I win, although it could be a match that you lose under the wrong circumstances because you can't get that trauma out there and you can't get safeguard yourself. Azazel doesn't really cleanse the team. I would have liked that as well. So there's a lot of things that happen to the Accursed team before they get to go. They get the offense down from a character like Sombra. They maybe die along the way. Actually, I guess I don't win this matchup by the looks of it. We get stuck behind villain taunts still. We're still at the mercy of just faster characters. Azazel doesn't answer any of those questions to me. So I don't think Azazel is a big benefit to the Accursed team the way that I felt it was sort of advertised. He certainly doesn't replace Hood, who stops speed bar, hero taunt, hero charges, He doesn't replace Satana, who I believe stops speed up, and she gives you damage reduction, and she stops a whack load of divas from being put on you. Doesn't stop Helverine, who's just way more damage. Stops something like Deathproof for Mephisto. And Juggernaut is a pre-ton. I guess if you want to try and place Juggernaut, I could see that. Juggernaut not, clearing his friends when he does his specials, super lame. Yeah, so as far as like the best fifth for a curse goes, I don't think Azazel's that big a jump up from Mordo. Which, I mean, maybe that's my bias. Maybe I was looking for that because I built my Mordo up and I don't want to have to replace him. He's clearly a little bit better with that Terminator Rewind, but it's not enough for me to be like, oh, Accursed is the best team ever now, and they're going to beat every single Professor X team. No, long shot from that. Much long shot from that. Let's go check out the Immortal team and see if they are faring any better here. All right, switching gears.
All right, Dorky texted me back or messaged me back. Well, okay, so first of all, you have, if you want to do well in raids, you don't have a choice on this team. I think the case that Dorky is making so far is that Azazel doesn't really help Accursed, or he feels let down by Accursed. We haven't got to the Rachel Summers part yet, but if Rachel Summers boosts Immortals significantly in Crucible, then that's great. But the way that I see the Hellfire team in general is it's a raid team. You really don't have a choice. It's not necessarily skippable. Now, can you underbuild them? Sure. To what level? I don't know. But it's not like you could just blow this team off. You don't have a choice. Yeah, there's really not a way of, I mean, so then because you have to do it, where is the value? Oh, I want to link, let me put Dorky's video here in chat. Yeah, you're also going to need it for Blastar. So the question is, like, if you're forced into this team, what value does it add in Crucible with Azazel on Accursed? What value does it add to Immortals with Rachel Summers? Now, we haven't got to the Rachel Summers part, but right now, the case that Dorky's made so far is that he's not really thrilled with Azazel and Accursed.
Head on over to the Immortal X-Men and Rachel Summers, and I gotta say, I'm a little bit happier about the synergy we have here.
Yeah, this is the equivalent of trash bolts. I 1000%. Like, you don't. Did you really have? Do we have rich agency or choice over Thunderbolts? Not really. Not really. I mean, I guess you could if you don't care about raids or something, but you really don't have a choice. And they were terrible. I hope that we get a replacement character on that team that makes them useful somewhere else. But outside of Songbird, that team was not. There was nothing.
I really think Azazel shored up the Accursed weaknesses very much, but Rachel seems to do a good job when it comes to the Immortal X-Men. So what are the weaknesses? Omega Sentinel and OG Emma can stun your entire team before you get to do anything, and you lose, right? Well, not anymore, because we're going to have immunity on spawn in all game modes. So that's fantastic. Powerful. A team like the Phoenix Force team, we're just kind of one step behind. It feels like that.
Yeah.
Those overpowered characters, that Gladiator, that Thanos, that Omega Red, even if they're stuck starting with their basics, they're just one-shotting you, because those characters made so much more sense to bring Professor X than a lot of our Immortal characters did. Well, this additional Terminator one we have, when we apply slow and we have 3 Immortal X-Men, is all the difference in the world. It really is all the difference in the world. So this is something I was really excited about. Let's jump back to a meeting for a second, though, because the first fight we're going to watch, it made me think about Mephisto. So let's check out some of the same fights we showed before. This is against Mephisto Null. I want to have another conversation about overpower.
All right. All right, Dorky's okay with leaving it up the way it is, so I didn't think he was going to take it
Before we
down.
continued, this fight would go so much worse than it goes in this recording. As you can see, it's not going great. Because this is, again, a team where you would probably have 3 people having overpowered, and you may have nobody on your immortal team with gear tier 20, right? Obviously, I try to stun a stupid target. We can't turn meter rewind into Market Mephisto. We can't land trauma into Market Mephisto, and so this matchup is bad. It's bad. So, although the immunity is interesting when you think about Mephisto enemy teams, I think a smart or like...
But how long are you going to be able to use Taskmaster into Underworld? I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe. I don't know. I don't feel like... Taskmaster's fine with the stats, and maybe it breathed a little bit of life into... a couple more months life into Underworld, but... I kind of feel like Underworld was on its last leg in war. I agree, though.
Valuable Mephisto enemy team is still good.
Really? I did not know that. Taskmaster is currently being used in a hard counter to FF4? Really? I had no idea. In Alliance War? That's super interesting then. Wow, I did not know that. Okay. Well, that's good. So then we're getting value out of Taskmaster and Songbird, and a lot of the under Thunderbolts kind of not so much. Is that a fair take? I wasn't aware of Taskmaster, but that's good news, I suppose. Dak, I heard about the Dakin. Just fucks up Fantastic Four. I've heard that. 40% is a pass rate? I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a lot. I mean, a lot of people had Taskmaster pretty well built anyway, so I'm sure. I mean, it was just that's great, right? I mean, reworks are good, especially if you have the character already built up. Not everybody had Taskmaster built up, but I think a lot of longtime players had been using. For sure, he was like one of the more important characters on Underworld.
Going to be too much for the Immortals team to handle, even with Rachel. We're not getting those extra rewinds. We're not getting that extra trauma that she provides. So it's kind of not the best fit. Let's go check out a different fight. All right, so another weakness that the Immortal X-Men team had, it would be something like Night Stalkers. If you were to go into a team that is just faster than you generally, even faster than the little speed bar that you get onto your Storm, who's already at 131, that could be bad. You see Storm gets absolutely shellacked here. And there's only 2 characters going first. If there was an Agatha here, or God forbid, if this was a Fantastic Four team, this is a loss. So not the best showing here either. Let's move on.
How's it going, Tin Raven?
All right, this is the team I wanted these characters to beat more than anything else. I wanted this team to, well, go good up against the Phoenix Force team, and it does, which is why I actually I'm pumped for Rachel way more than I am Azazel. So obviously there's no taunt issue here because of the Immortal X-Men team. We can stun, so I go for the Thanos endgame stun here, but no trauma because of the Phoenix Force. We get Turn Meter Rewind. We got more Turn Meter Rewind, obviously, when we did the Storm special, so we're in better control here. And this is all the difference in the world, because that enemy team over there is probably going to have 3, if not 4 out of their 5 members at Gear Tier 20. And you might have none on yours, because this is like Jean Grey is great in Professor X, but the rest of them, whatever, right? So when you get those basic attacks from an Omega Red, or from a Gladiator, or from a Thanos, that could just spell death for characters, and that could be really bad. But with that extra rewind, we're actually going...
Listen, if Rachel Summers means that I don't auto-lose to Phoenix Force Annihilators, that's a W. Because holy fuck, this matchup has been a pain in the ass. Here's the thing, though. Not everybody, most of the teams I go up against are 20s. And I'm not ready to take Immortals up to 20s. Rachel Summer, maybe, because it's a new team, new character. I feel like the times that I've lost is when Storm doesn't kill in-game Thanos, and then it procs, and then you're fucked. I feel like I've lost so many times to that. Yeah, I feel like if Rachel Summer makes this matchup work, it's a big W. This particular matchup has been the bane for this entire season for me. I think I've lost this matchup. Oh my God.
Before a lot of them. So before it really becomes a problem, we're going first, and this isn't stage 6 where we're losing that speed up. So we have some deaths happen at the same time, but we're still in good shape. And here I would just pause the game after taking out the Phoenix, and we're kind of good. So I was much more impressed with this showing, and this was subbing out Cable instead of Beast. I don't know why you would do that. I know they talked about that. I would put the brother-sisters together. Put Cable with Rachel and Mama over there in the corner, okay? Let it be a family affair. There's not just one fantastic family in Marvel. Cable just does more. You know, he's got the Terminator rewind.
Well, yeah, because if your Storm gets deleted, a lot of times the match is over. Yeah, or if Storm gets stunned or deleted, and she's squishy, because you're kind of counting on the charges and then the deletion. Specifically in this matchup, you don't want a Mega Red to revive.
He can give himself turn meter. He got buff strips on his special when he's charged up. I think he's a better character than Beast. I'm not seeing the Beast hype. He can hit as many characters as Beast on that opening attack. We never really reached that Beast ultimate, so who cares? And it comes down to that. But one thing I didn't get to test that I wish I did was up against Illuminati. So Rachel Summers and the Immortal X-Men team seemed that they were probably programmed to be able to handle Illuminatis, which, I mean, that's cool. That is a big step up, because we start seeing some Illuminati teams, and some of the teams we'll see is like Illuminati with Black Knight. Well, okay, sorry to say Black Knight, but Immortals already had your number, right? They're already stripping your charges. They're already bypassing your pre-taunt, and then they're stunning you, so you're not getting a speed bar either, right? So they were already kind of a good Black Knight counter. Now, if they can double up and start being Illuminati, that's pretty good too. And it's this line of text right here that is the most intriguing to me. So on enemy turn, if that character has speed up, Illuminati, or stun, hopefully Illuminati soon, attack for 250% piercing, and flip 3 positive effects and negative effects. This is going to be really powerful. Like when Black Panther Shuri goes, boom. When Hank goes, boom. Hank will, of course, clear everything and give them safeguard after that. And then, you know, we don't have a decay here, which is really, really unfortunate. Okay, it's fine. It still seems like they would beat the Illuminati team. We're also stopping assists. So that would stop like Odinati. That would stop. I don't think they beat Odinati, by the way. I think Odinati would still have their number, right? He would get charges after Storm goes, and then you just wouldn't be able to kill. And all of a sudden that battlefield effect would eventually come into play, and you would die, is my guess. But they'd be able to hang a lot better, for sure. And they would probably beat most versions of Illuminati, which is somewhat interesting. So I do think that this is a good step up for Immortals, and I'm excited for Immortals to be a lot better. If I were to have rated Immortals before this patch, I would say they were a solid B Crucible offense team. Like, we have to use them every week, but sometimes it gets really sketchy. It would probably bring them up to like an A-. And Accursed is really good once you have them built up, when you have them at good star levels. They have those glaring weaknesses, though, and if you bring them into a match with those glaring weaknesses, you're gonna die. Yep. Right? And Azazel doesn't fix that. So if Accursed was already an A, and they're not A+, I would say they're like a A-, A tier offensive team, they'd just stay there. Right, so Rachel, I think, is definitely the winner of this patch here. A little concerning with that raid footage. Interesting to know what you guys think, though. I gotta head out. I hope you enjoyed this content. My phone died while I was recording this, which is hilarious. But for now, guys, stay happy, stay healthy. Have yourself a wonderful day. Once again, let me know in the comments what you thought about what you saw here today, and if you are excited about the Hellfire Club team, Azazel for the Accursed, or Rachel for the Immortal X-Men team. And let me know if I missed something that's super important that you've been theory crafting. All right, guys, take care and have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.
All right. let's go do my Crucible. That was super helpful. That was super great. All right, so what are we gonna do here? Let's just talk about where we're at so far. Dabs. All right. I was thinking in 1 doing S6 Mysterio. In 2, I was thinking about doing Odin, Beta Ray, Captain Britain, Pre-Taunt, maybe. In 4, or in 3, we're doing, I'm thinking, Sack Immortals. We got to use a big boy team for the Sack. We got to get through, let's say, yeah, we got to get through, what's his face? Special and the ultimates on these clowns. What are we going to do in 4? I don't know what to do in 4. Captain Britain, Infinity War, Invisible Woman, MCU, Null, Quasar, Songbird. I have all of that. I do have Captain Britain. I do have Null. I do have Quasar. For offense, let me read out. What I got for offense. I got Vigilantes, Starjammers, Immortals, full Illuminati, S6 Cabal, Astral, and then plug and plays. I've got Old Man Logan, Quasar, Odin, Gore, Ares, OG Emma, Null, Apocalypse, Black Knight, and Nightcrawler. There's really no good codes right now, unfortunately. I probably should just take that off of the stream title. Yeah, because there's no good codes right now. Codes are bad. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. All right. All right. Can I do a full vigilante on this? Can I do a full vigilante into 4? Tell me why a full vigilante won't work. Mephisto will fuck up Daredevil, right? But then Sable will go and wreck that team. Right? Yeah. Tell me why Vigilante is not at least a good effort there. I've got a cursed on defense. But I have I've got an 11 Sable, and the only 11s they have is on Mephisto and Helverine. They're diamond though. This guy's got some chunky. I do have Songbird. Yeah, I've got Songbird. I've got Songbird. I think I do. Yeah, I got Songbird. I'm 90% sure I've got Songbird. Yeah. Probably doesn't kill anyone. Yeah, I think if this was like 3 or 4 reds instead of diamonds, maybe I could run over this. My hit monkey is not 11, but I could take my hit monkey. I've been thinking about taking hit monkey to 11. To 20 rather. Okay. Let's do it. He's at, my hit monkey is at 19 right now. And I don't think I'm in risk of needing these anytime soon. Yeah, I'm comfortable doing this. Like, I don't think I'm gonna need this skill right now. Yeah, I'm good. Let's do it. I'm a big fan of vigilantes anyways. Yeah. All right. So I still have Illuminati. So I still have Illuminati. And Starjammers and Cabal. And Astral. Old Man Logan and Friends. APOC, Black Knight, Nightcrawler, stuff like that. Cabal King. Okay, right here, Cabal King. Yeah, I don't. I have Vigilante, Starjammers, Immortals, Full Illuminati, S6, Cabal, Astro, Old Man Logan, Quasar, Odin, Gore Ares, OGM, Null, APOC, Black Knight, Nightcrawler, and Songbird. Cable King and Ultimus. Yeah, okay. Room 5. Am I gonna get through Black Knight? That doesn't sound right. All right. What is MS? Cabal King MS. Moonstone. It's so unhelpful. Oh my god. So that was a special. No, Moonstone preferred Ultimate on Blade. Okay. All right. I'm ready to go. It's time for Cosmic Crucible! All right, we got it. We're kind of YOLOing it. We got lucky in round 1, so 1-0 for the week. We got some pretty tricky defense here. We got, what do we got there? Liberty, we've got my favorite Phoenix Force. We got Super Scroll, Fantastic Four, Professor X. Probably gonna have to sack that. We're going to try something tricky here. We're going to see if Vigilantes get through that. And then we'll have leftovers for the remainders down here. I kind of want to do some of the sketch ones first. Let's do some sketchy ones. Well, this is not going to be a sketchy one, but this is one that worked last season. We're going to use Moonstone to stun Blade. I think Dacier had been doing this last season. All right. And others. And others. All right. Moonstone. Oh my god. Well, we're going to start this video over. Let's make her skirmisher. Let's make her skirmisher just in case we can run into some problems with that. I'm going to be using, I want to save Illuminati for something. I think I'm going to need Captain Britain in, the Kohori room. Kohori, Phoenix Force room. Need the consolidated info. You may be able. This is a question way beyond anything I understand. I believe you can contact the developers and get access to the Marvel Strike Force API. I have no fucking clue how that works or how you do that, but I know there's an API. I don't know if they still give access to it or what. I don't know anything about it. Yeah, but I would poke around on their Discord to get that. It's time for Cosmic Crucible! Alrighty then, let's take a look at what we've got today. We are 1-0 this week because we got lucky. We've got, what, Liberty, Phoenix Force, Scroll with Fantastic Four. That's going to be a nightmare. Then we've got a Cursed Mephisto, Astral with Black Knight, and then we've got Night Stalkers. And I've got some sketchy teams. We're going to try some bad ideas here. So this is a team from last season that worked with Moonstone. So I had to kind of pull Moonstone out of the vault. The idea is to stun Blade. And this worked last season. I think a lot of people were using this. I think Dacier was one that I saw it on his YouTube. King plus Cabal. I don't know. Let's see how this goes. This is kind of sketch. I could have used just a full Illuminati with Captain Britain here, but I was kind of wanting to save Captain Britain for that Phoenix Force room with Kahori. We'll see how this goes. Oh, wait a minute. Are we supposed to put Skirmisher there? Yeah, we're supposed to do Skirmisher there. Supposed to use Skirmisher there. I'm trying to think if I want to save this or not. So this is going to create a problem, though. I'm just going to let it go. And let it go because why not? I don't think it matters. Yeah, I needed to make Kang a skirmisher to get through the Man-Thing taunt and then stun Blade. So that was a big fail. All right, we're just going to do a full Illuminati now. That's going to create a problem later. It's going to create a problem later. Absolutely going to be a problem in another room. All right, that's fine. Yeah, right when I went into battle, I was like, ooh, I wish I needed a skirmisher. All right, well, hopefully take two on this is not a problem. Oh, there you go. Yeah. We missed it. I was a little bit late on that. All right, we need you to not be here. Okay, Oath went. Let's see if we can get to Agatha next. Okay. Okay. Easy peasy. Well, Illuminati would have been better here. All right. Well, that's the way it goes. Oh, I should get through. You know, we do the strategy of leave the reviver for last. It's always a good strategy. Although we've been running some Black Bolt here, maybe a lot of those hits were from him and they can't be revived anyways. But let's just eliminate. I mean, I know that's a redundancy there. Let's eliminate Scientist Supreme from the equation. There we go. Oh, there we go. Feels good. Feels good. Black Bolt was one of my favorite characters back in the day, for sure. Feel like we can run this on auto. All right, we're gonna go to the next room. The next one I want to try is that Mephisto curse team. I want to try a full vigilante there, and I just took my hit monkey because I need to get a stun on Satana from Hit Monkey. Helverine's an 11, Mephisto's an 11. I think that, well, we'll see how it plays out. But I need to get through one of the cursed for this to be a success right here. And I'm just kind of hoping that these are all 11s except for Elektra is going to be enough. Helverine's an 11. Now, they do have diamonds, so this guy has spent some money. You know, they're not, you know, Helverine is not at 3 red or 4 red like mine are. So, I see if gear tier 20, the only one that's 11 is Helverine. I don't know. If I can clear through everything with Sable and then get a stun at Satana, I think we have a chance. This is fine. Yeah. Punisher is going to need to finish this up a little bit. Yikes. Nope. Well, that didn't do anything. All right. Well, we're running into some big problems that these are not working out of the gate. We did get through. We did not get through Satana's ultimate or base special, so that's a problem. That does not look good. All right. Well, we're gonna just keep on trucking, keep on plugging. What are we gonna do here? We need some Sinister 6. I've done this fight the other day, and it was kind of a hassle. But we're gonna do it again. Yeah, maybe I needed to have Sable a striker. Was there vulnerables out there? I don't remember. All right. I feel like we need to not let that do anything. What did I do wrong there? It's okay if they take turns, right? This clears the vulnerable, the Actually, I don't really want to kill them, do I? Yeah, let's do it. We just gotta... This is a little bit trickier without Vulture, with Vulture being dead. Back at you. Why are they turning green over there? That's really weird. Okay, I think we got this. Oh no, no, no! You can't do anything. All right, we got through it. Yeah, we got it. We lost Vulture, which was unfortunate. So we're running into a small DPS problem here. So this is not going to be a very efficient fight. Is this going to rewind? Yeah. Okay, here we go. So we need to just blast through Captain Sim. And then we get a stomp from Doc Ock. There we go. Ability block just in case. And it's done. All right. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. We've got all kinds of problems left over. Okay. I probably needed Slayer over Vulture. Sounds like a good suggestion. We still didn't lose, but, you know, that did not go well. We got all kinds of problems now. Let's see here. All right, let's do this. We're gonna try this this ridiculous Odin idea with Beta Ray. Beta Ray gives him some extra durability. And then we need a pre-taunt, which is probably just gonna get deleted. No, let's see, we need a pre-taunt of some time. Let's do Black Knight. Let me think about what else we're gonna need for this fight. Actually, I don't think I really need a lot more here. New Emma. What would New Emma add to this? Don't see it. I don't want to save everything for these later fights because I'm going to run into some problems. All right. All right, new Emma, and then we're just going to throw some fodder in here. Fodder, why don't we just use, like... Guardian. We'll throw you right there. All right, let's see how this goes. I think this is going to come down to Odin either does it or he doesn't. So Beta Ray Bill does some Asgardian boosts. Increased armor, I believe. So we're trying just to survive. We need a basic here because we did not get an assist. Ouch. Special. Okay. So that was a W. All right, that was a W. Gladiator is really giving me a hard time over there. Okay. So this is kind of going sideways a little bit. That went fine. All right, so we've got problem number 2 here. We've got a couple problems left. Let's go in here. And I need a thick team. Need something really thick. Some thickness. And I'm trying to think what that would be. Some thickness. Just to survive a little bit. And make it through part of the fight. All right, let's see if I've got Dormammu. Yeah, I need to survive. Dormammu's on defense. Hercules is not going to get used, right? Oh, I wonder. Throw a thing on here. Just see how this goes. Because we're going to have some problems. If hopefully we can survive through. See if we survive through. I want Professor X to pop off at least. Let's see. Oof. I think we might be okay. I think we might be okay. What ult do I need to get through now? Because if I go in with Immortals, where's this gonna screw up? Because I'm gonna stun Professor X. Because there's gonna be no taunt on Pedro. Yeah. Or there's gonna be no taunt on Pedro. We're gonna stun Professor X out of the gate. Okay. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna go in with Immortals. All right, now we're gonna go in with Immortals. All right. So this is kind of a we're basically into an area where we're just hoping my opponent got stuck on a room and he dropped a room. Yeah. Oh. This is straight L. Straight L. All right, that's a straight L. Yeah, that's just an L. Okay then. This is gonna be too slow. All right. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a disaster. No, I know they're not good there. No, I know. Well, Immortal's not good here either. Immortal's not good here either. Yeah, I think Immortals on the second attack against Professor X would have been better. We got to do it right here, man. It's all right here. Oh my God. Well, maybe. I don't know. What's the chances? I can't see this being a W or anything good at all. It's a disaster. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's have fun with it. Let's have fun with it. Yeah, I don't think I think this is a hard loss. I don't even think this is gonna be close. Yeah. Okay. Rip Null. Nice ability block there. All right. Thank you. This is all we need right here. No, we got to make sure you're gone for good. All right, well, that was not great. I think if I would have Immortals into this, yeah, I mean, not only did I drop one attack, it was not, I mean, it was a sloppy. If I would have pulled off room 3, I think maybe, let's see what my opponent got. Holy moly. Holy moly, are they not done? Or did they drop 2 rooms? All right. All right. Wow, they got stuck. They got stuck behind Phoenix Force, and they got stuck behind what happened here? I actually have no idea what happened there. Okay. And then they got stuck in 6. No, I don't know. Rather be lucky than good. I have no idea. Bye for now. I have no idea. I don't. I'll play it, but I don't understand. Well, first of all, special on Pega Coward, I would have did Captain Sam. Yeah, there you go. Well, yeah, you gotta. Yeah. That's it. Yep. Yeah, and you got Captain Sam is the big threat there. But you have to ability block Captain Sam. All right. So I want to just confirm one more time with chat. If you're using rental, the Franklin power whatever does not come up. Power rebalance. I'm looking for. So does it, my understanding is that you will not get power rebalance if you use a rental. Did they, let me find out. No. Sack, Starjammers. OG Emma? Huh. They double tapped it or triple tapped it. Wow, if he would have just hit root. Well, he just spread out all the damage. There you go. All right, we're going to talk about Danger Room. This has been the hot topic for the entire week, and I do take issue with a significant part of Danger Room that I think is severely flawed, and that has to do with the power rebalance. Now, there was two issues with it. One was rectified. The first one was that it wasn't clear that this was specifically tied to Franklin Richards. It didn't used to say this. So they did go back in and add the text. So it says, on start, if Franklin Richard is an ally, damage the enemy with the highest damage for 99% health. This damage reduces the max health of the target by the same amount. My experience with beating Danger Room 10 is that it was all about this pact. And yes, there are many ways to beat it. One of the ways to beat it, the most efficient, the easiest way to beat it is to run Franklin. Okay, fine. So like what I used was a gear tier 20 3 purple ISO, Franklin, and then I also used Doom, which was gear tier 19, 105, purple 3, but I used healer. The problem with the Fantastic Four, specifically in Danger Room, is that they really don't have good sustain. But from what I'm hearing from many other people is that Franklin is vital, gear tier 20, super helpful, and the more tokens that you have, the better. Most people had about 1,000 or more. I've heard lower numbers like 700, but most people had at least 1,000 tokens. And then they were running some other members of the Fantastic Four with healer ISOs. Kind of makes it a lot easier. Now, before I get into this post, and the reason why I take issue with this is that this does not show up with the rentals, which is pure garbage. It's not right. And I don't think that is intentional. So a lot of the difficulty and the frustration surrounding this particular Danger Room probably would have been rectified if we would have known some key things or if it was working differently. One, if this was clear that this was tied to Franklin Richard, if you wanted to get this one, I think people would have wasted a lot less time if they knew how this works and how important Franklin was for completing this version of the Danger Room easily. Two, if the rental with this doesn't work, it's a miserable experience. Also, I just got to say this. The contrast between the last Danger Room and this Danger Room was a bit extreme. And I think that the extreme ease of the last Danger Room, and I understand was on a weekend and it was a shorter version, but it was load up difficulty 10 with Old Man Logan and beat it. And this Danger Room is working a lot more like, I believe, their intended gameplay design, but we were not ready for this. The community is not happy with the difficulty level. Some people enjoyed it. I had a good time, but from what I've been reading on Reddit and talking to Twitch chat, it is not fun. Now, I want to say that there are 3 things to get through Danger Room. And without these 3 things, it's not going to happen. The first one is you do have to get lucky and you have to get the right boons, the right packs. Let's just get that out of the way. You do have to get lucky. 2, you're not going to get through it if you're playing poorly. So not only do you have to get lucky, you have to play correctly. And 3, you have to have the strategy with enough tokens. And the problem that is going to happen with this, even if you're lucky, if you're not playing correctly, you're not going to get through it. Even if you're lucky and you're not using the correct strategy, you're going to have a miserable time. Now, as you go through Danger Room, the more tokens that you acquire, that is going to lower the amount of skill and gameplay and grindiness and RNG. RNG factor is going to go down as you get more tokens. I mean, if you get all the tokens, 6,000 plus tokens, it's going to be less RNG dependent. It's going to be less skill dependent. For me, in my run, the run took almost an hour. I had to reset nodes multiple times, and I don't think a lot of people want to reset nodes 5-6 times. A lot of times I just had bad rooms, bad buffs, bad experiences, bad everything, and I had to restart. And hopefully I was acquiring tokens along the way and it got easier. So that is the way it is right now. I feel like this Danger Room was too extreme in difference from the last one. They probably are going to have to scale it back. And then if they're going to do stuff like this, we need a little bit more disclosure. And I don't see any reason whatsoever why the rental Franklin won't work and get this pack. Because this was the boon rather, that made it work for me. So I think most people in the community had a bad experience. Now, I do want to take a step back. I do understand that people have had a bad experience. I did not. I had a good experience. I had fun. A lot of people said I got very lucky. I have a video of my run. I had 1,069 points. I started with Franklin. I have a gear tier 20 Franklin, purple 3. He was 3 stars. I also ran with a Doom, and the Doom was gear tier 1905 healer, purple 3. And I used the Uncle Doom pact, and I actually got through it on my first attempt with 1,069 tokens. People said I played well. People said that I had the right strategy. People said that I got very lucky. And I think those are the three components to beating Danger Room. And if one is missing any one of those three, it's not going to be a good experience. So, this person here, I just wanted to read this because this was a person that did get through it. Finally beat Danger Room level 10. No gear tier 20 characters or cursed. Interesting. First off, Danger Room is insane BS that is trying to get you to spend for characters. I use Fantastic Four, characters Franklin. That's key, I think. Franklin is the trick to the whole thing. At gear level 100, gear tier 19, and Doom at 105, gear tier 19. So this is close to my strategy. He doesn't mention healer ISO, but healer ISO on Doom made a difference for me. Doom is 4 red stars, Franklin is 3. I rented the rest of the Fantastic Four MCU and used 400 gold tokens, that's the tokens, to enable arena, speed, Doom, and a digital damage pack. So the Doom is the Uncle Doom one. So this is very similar to the strategy that I had, except I had a little bit higher Franklin. And I ran healer, but I did also run that same pack and the same 2 characters. During the game, I selected offensive packs, speed manipulation, and bleed packs. Yes, that's what I did also. Anything that gave me additional energy, damage, and speed when enemies died or their health dropped. I also tried to hold off using an ultimate attacks unless I went up against heavy hitters. Last thing is the key is to play the first 2 elite nodes and skip one of the health packs at the beginning and get better packs and more tokens level up later. I had 200 health I didn't even use, but with this game, a lot is based on luck and RNG. This is true, and best of luck to everyone here to answer any questions. So, yeah, you got to do the elite nodes early to get the good boons, and then towards the end stop. The particular ones that I got that enabled me to get through it were not only the one here, which is super, super helpful, but I also got the one where if you do a basic and you don't do your ultimate or special, the basic damage ramps up. And I did that a lot. And then I stumbled across I think it's something with bleed on spawn, and the bleeds are based on the character with the highest damage. So a lot of times they were just popping off and dying. That may be in a different run, but that was one of the runs. The final run, I'll put a link to it in the description. The full run is on YouTube. It took me about 45 minutes. And you can see that I had to reset the nodes. Now, I'm confident that if I failed on that run, I would have got tokens. And then the next run would have been a little bit easier and a little bit less RNG dependent. And that would continue over a course of time until I built up a stockpile of 4,500 gold tokens right here to beat it. I don't think a lot of people want to do that. The other thing too is that this is going to be a thing going forward in that of using the current teams. So right now they're coming out with a Hellfire Club. The next version of Danger Room, I'm going to assume, is going to use the Hellfire Club. So that is going to be a secondary way of them to coerce or incentivize us to buy the new teams. It is what it is. Now, a lot of stuff happening this week. I'm just going to go over this quickly. Big shout out to Big Spartan. Twitch drops start tomorrow at server reset. We get a Mr. Fantastic Strike Pass. I'm still coring characters and not buying Strike Passes until I feel like I'm having more fun in Marvel Strike Force. I'm not taking like a no spend pledge or anything like that. I'm just backing off spending because I feel like spending was ruining my enjoyment of the game. And now that I've stopped spending, I am having more fun. So I'm not buying the Strike Pass, and I will be coring Azazel. Azazel is going to work with the cursed inside of War. Dorky Dad put a video about Azazel with the cursed team, not in War, but inside of Crucible. And it was mixed for him. He wasn't really thrilled. Other players have told me that Azazel gets more value with a cursed inside of War. We'll have to see. And then Rachel Summers, which is going to be the next member of the Hellfire Club, is going to add quite a bit of value to Immortal inside of Crucible. As far as raids, I mean, it's just like Thunderbolts. If you want to do well in raids, you have to buy the Thunderbolts. And the raid kits and all that stuff doesn't matter because they literally design the lock and sell you the key. And the key fits perfectly into the lock. And whatever they're going to do with the new raids is going to be designed in a way that the old teams just simply don't work, and you have to use the new team. So raid bonuses, things like that, don't matter ever unless there's a Crucible room with the raid bonus room enabled. It just doesn't matter because it's specifically designed in a way that the old teams don't work well, and you have to buy the new teams, and they build the puzzle around that concept solely. So whether they have raid bonuses, raid this, that, just doesn't matter until they go in Crucible with the raid room, which nobody likes. Antimatter Star, which is the new version of Intel, larger bundles, increased income, reduced cost of things and shards and diamonds compared to Intel Store. Age of Annihilus, Harbinger ends, Broken King Bings for Blastar, featuring the Conqueror's trait. Fantastic Four MCU and Hellfire Club gain the Conqueror's trait, and there will be 2 more, the next 2 teams. Cosmic Raid, which is an event, it's not a new raid, will have the following things tied to it. Then we're going to start getting the Blastar events. So I'm not going to go over all of that. Battle World's coming back. There are going to be significant changes to the way that Null works with an 8-minute timer. My guess is that Astral without Doctor Strange and Mephisto is not going to work anymore. And then Franklin Ridges will be going to the Antimatter Store. Now, keep in mind, and then the Null finale. Keep in mind, we've got about 8 days left for the Intel Store. My suggestion is run, don't walk. Start spinning that down as much as possible. For me, I've been acquiring mutant gear for the Hellfire Club, and then also I just need to catch up for bio, perhaps for Blastar. Blastar is going to be bio as well. And then I've also been buying down here at the bottom, Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic MCU. But I've got 8 days to spin down the 500,000. Bye for now. Oh my God. Wheezy Daniel, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. I feel like most people had a bad experience with it. All right, I need to eat lunch. I need to eat lunch. See if Kat wants to talk to you while I eat lunch. Did I ever go over here and do this today? I don't know if I gave a good explanation on Danger Room. Yeah, was that? I mean, I feel like that is like the most what it is without being. There's a word that I want to use, and you guys correct me if I'm using the word correctly, without being hyperbolic. You know what? Let me Google what that word means. Hyperbolic? Definition? Exaggerated. Hyperbolical. I really do not like when the definition includes the word. No shit that hyperbolic is related to its root word. That is dumb as fuck to call that the definition. Holy shit. Hyperbole. I spelled it wrong. Hyperbole? Hyperbole. I spelled it wrong, right? Hyperbole? Hyper. Okay, there we go. Hyperbole. So what do we when you're being a hyperbolic? Exaggerated, yeah. Anyways, I was trying not to be like... Yeah, I was trying to not... I feel like there's a certain level of hysteria about Danger Room right now, is what I'm trying to say. All right, this is what... This is... Thank you.
You're a sinking dream. Told me I'm perfect on your crack phone screen. Hard on pause, but the filter's cute. My phone.
All right, it didn't come out as grimy as I wanted. All right, let's see if I gotta go eat lunch. If not, I'm gonna let's see what here. Esco 411. All right. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna go. Kat is in the middle of something, and she doing. Let's see who's streaming right now. I don't know who this is. Hmm. All right, this is where we're going. Yeah, it might be. Just screen eating your bullshit's probably better than you. Yeah. I'll tell her that. That's funny. Because I'm shit. She's actually pretty good at it.
How does she go first?
It's bugged code. It's wonky as fuck.
That's what I want to know.
Bye, Doolum. I'm going to do Raid Shadow Legends video after I eat lunch. If you want to jump in with me, ping me, text me or whatever. Boy!